Presents The Announcers. Opinion, personality, passion. The Announcers on 630 CHED, Edmonton's breaking news and conversation station.
Thanks for joining us in this edition of The Announcers. I'm Ryan Jesperson, joined by the intrepid and talented hosts of the 630 CHED Afternoon.
Intrepid?
Jalen Nye and Andrew Gross. It's just a fun word to use.
I despise starting any show by having to Google.
Does intrepid mean
Intrepid.
sleuthy?
Intrepid means sort of like intelligent, meticulous, strategic, flying under the radar to a certain extent, well prepared, potentially underestimated.
Well, I think you got that wrong.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
No.
See, that's what a person that's intrepid would say.
I'm so confused already.
Excuse me.
A listener made me promise
Oh, yes.
to begin.
If this has anything to do with pee and pool, I'm not doing it.
We're talking about
and we are doing
peeing in
it
the pool.
because the listener said because Jalen was in touch with me,
Yeah, by
referencing
text.
your recent vacation. Your name came up, Andrew. And
First
the
time
listener
I've been
said,
thrown under the bus by a text.
And the listener said, you have to give Andrew an opportunity to defend himself. Andrew, do you pee in the pool?
I have no need to defend myself. I've not been accused of it. Are you accusing me of peeing in the pool?
I'm not involved in this.
And just to clarify, we have no pool here at 630 CHED. There's no workout facility. Well, there might be. I've never gone downstairs. I have no comment on the pee in the
Andrew
pool.
Gross.
Yes.
Did you or did you not pee in the pool at the swim-up bar in Punta Cana?
I did one of those things.
Every day.
No, you know what? First of all, I have an incredible bladder.
You admitted to it.
I don't think I did. I'd have to pull the tape and listen to it, but it was a misunderstanding. It was like a...
There's no misunderstanding.
No, I think there might have been.
You were in the pool for 4 hours a day without getting out, drinking mudslides. You peed in the pool.
This is the whole Jeff Lessons thing all over again. I don't think I stated that. I think I said that 19%, the study said 19% of people pee in the pool. And I said that would leave 81% of the people being liars. So I suppose in that very general sense, I said that, yes, I have peed in the pool. But I do want to make it clear right now that I have incredible bladder control. Incredible. In fact,
For a 57-year-old man.
I have not peed in 3 days. So
This is not healthy, man. That's
no, I know, but it's on a need to do basis.
Yeah, fair
So,
enough.
I
The
can
reason
drink a
why
lot.
we're talking about this, if anybody missed it, in other words, if you didn't listen to a single newscast over the last week, you may not know that the University of Alberta commissioned a study. It was researchers in toxicology, by the way. They took a look at 31 different pool facilities, diving tanks, hot tubs in 2 cities that they will not name, though we tried. They found that on average, an 833,000-liter pool, about the third of the size of an Olympic pool, would have about 75 liters of urine in it. Mm-hmm. And so I talked to one of the lead authors on the study, and then we just put it out to the audience. I found it particularly interesting because peeing in a pool came up as a topic on my show months ago, way before this study. We were talking about the city spending money on underwater cameras.
That's right.
To try to prevent drownings. And then Kelsey Campbell, who produces my show, said, well, you could also maybe catch people peeing in the pool. And then we started talking about it. I did a Twitter poll. I asked, very simply, it's not scientific, but I asked people, do you pee in the pool? Mm-hmm. And 66% said no. So 34% said yes.
Yeah, but no study is accurate when it comes to self-admission. I mean,
True.
You know, have you ever cheated on your taxes? Ryan?
Yes.
By what amount? And in what year?
Of course,
And
I'm joking, Andrew.
What's your social insurance
Of course,
number?
I'm joking, but I know people that work
Sure.
in the service industry that did not declare all their cash tips.
Have you ever been in a restaurant situation where food has hit the floor and it's gone back on the plate anyway?
Me?
Have you ever seen that? All I'm
I
saying,
want to give an honest answer.
there's a
I
lot
don't
that goes
believe
on
so,
in the
actually.
world.
But there is a lot that goes on in the world. I see the point you're making.
yeah, there's a lot that you're probably just better off not knowing about because it's probably not going to change. And I think probably pee in the pool is one of them. I would not.
Peeing in the pool is simply lazy. It is lazy and
It's
it's
more
disgusting.
than lazy, though.
It is.
Well,
I
there's-
mean,
get
out, walk up the little stairs, pitter patter your little flippy floppies over to the bathroom.
Like I'd be wearing flip flops in a pool.
And because you're going to put them on.
Do you know what else is in a pool?
Go pee in the bathroom.
You know what else is in a pool other than a minute amount of urine is
Poo.
chlorine. and filters.
A minute 75 liters?
It's pretty small.
75 liters?
It
a
really
full
is small.
gas tank?
Yeah, well, it's pretty
a
small.
full gas tank.
Yeah, it's a
in
big
a pickup
pool.
truck.
Yeah, but it's not bothering me.
As a matter of fact, Andrew told me you can tell when
Here we go
when
again.
he's peeing in the pool because he actually walks away from the crowd of people. He walks away from the crowd of people and then comes back.
Well, I'm not a caveman. Look, I just said that for the entertainment value. It was artistic license. I embellished a little bit.
But here's the thing.
I've never worn another man's underwear, which at least one of us at this table has.
Yes,
I mean, if
if
we're literally pulling out the dirty laundry.
Admitted to it.
Yeah.
And then I had to throw them out because you two messed with my head so much. The background on this, we have a hot tub at our house, and oftentimes people will leave items of clothing behind. And there was a great pair of underwear, like a $40 pair of underwear behind. And I washed them twice, and then I started wearing them. It always, I confessed, it always weirded me out a bit when I wore them, but they were great underwear. And after I talked to you two, I had to throw them out.
I'm surprised you had to wait until you had talked to us
No,
two.
because I had created
You literally could have talked to any two, and they would have told you the exact same
but
thing.
it's not unlike people that can justify peeing in the pool until they have an intervention.
Oh, I see. We're bringing it back to this again. Lots of people do lots of things that they're not necessarily proud of. I'm just perhaps more honest. And by the way, it's not one of those things where I get up in the morning at a resort, because otherwise, why would I be near a pool? But I don't get up in the morning at a resort and go, hang on, honey, I got to go pee. And then make my way down to the pool. Right? I don't walk up to the edge of it or anything like that.
Well, what's the difference between walking up to the edge of it and peeing in the pool
No
or
difference.
standing in it and just peeing?
No difference.
Why don't you just get up and you could be the fountain boy and just pee
The fountain boy.
in the pool?
Weirdly, that was my nickname in high school. You know what? You're right, and I'll never do it again.
I don't believe that for a second.
Well,
This was a big topic of discussion among the group of Ched listeners that we took down to Punta Cana, because there was a group of us that spent the afternoon on the beach. And then there was a group that spent the afternoon in the pool. And those of us who spent the afternoon on the beach would often go down to the pool about 4:30 in the afternoon and disgustingly, walk into the pool under the sheen of whatever on there, and knowing that everyone's been peeing in there all day, and when you get out, it smells like pee and chlorine. It was awful.
if you were to take the sheets that you are prepared to sleep on tonight and examine them for...
Yeah, but it's my stuff.
Not in the hotel, it's not.
No, that's right. Take a look at the remote control.
Oh no!
Try looking at the remote in a hotel.
You're absolutely right about that. That's why you always strip like the top stuff off of when you go into a
those
hotel.
glasses that you use in the hotel.
Oh.
The ones that come with the room. You don't really think that the maid's running them down to the kitchen every day.
You know what? I know that what you're trying to do, and you're just trying to. We're just talking about.
I'm not
peeing
trying
in
to
the
creep
pool.
you out, man. I'm just saying.
You're not creeping me
there's
out.
a lot going on out there.
I know.
You probably
trying
just
to
don't
distract
wanna
from
think
the
about.
fact that you pee in the pool. On a
Nope,
regular
you're trying to
basis
bring it
when you're
back
on
to the
holidays.
fact that I have, on occasion, honestly admitted that's happened, certainly by accident. I laughed too hard, something like that.
Yeah. And then for the next
little
45
dribble.
seconds, 'cause once you start, you can't stop.
Well, you tap that cake, yeah.
Yeah, I was impressed actually with Danny Rose, our colleague from Fresh Radio, in on a round table on Friday. And I put her on the spot, and I said, Danny, do you pee in the pool? And she went, yep.
There you go.
And I was like, oh. And she went, yeah, I do.
But it's a girl, so that's just a sprinkle.
Yeah, that's right. It's
Yeah.
just a sprinkle.
Everything they
tinkle.
do
It's
is
not
great.
I've got no problem admitting, as a matter of fact, proud to admit, because it's strategic and it's smart. I pee in wetsuits all the time.
Of course, yeah.
Wakeboarding, water skiing, diving.
Yeah.
When you're 35 meters down and it's cold, I'll pee in the wetsuit all the time.
See, I've
Think about it,
actually
that's
peed in your
more
wetsuit,
disgusting.
so we have that in
You
common.
peed in my wetsuit. I have the warmest wetsuit around. But that's kind of more gross, because if
Sure.
you know how wetsuits work, it's essentially trapping it
That's
in
right.
there. That's kind of even more sick, but it's strategic
Yeah.
How about the
Yeah, but
shower,
you're-
Ryan?
all the time. Absolutely, no problem.
And then do you scrub down the shower before your family gets in?
Yeah, I do actually. We have a thing in our
Ryan.
Ryan. I can show you my shower.
Do you man
right
scrub
now.
it or do you actually scrub it?
Oh, I actually scrub. We use a squeegee and everything, because if you don't, we have a beautiful
After
all
every
glass-
shower.
After every shower, doesn't even matter if I'm running late. I can squeegee the shower in 14 seconds exactly. Then there's a disinfectant spray that goes along all the grouting and on the floor, including the drain. Every single time I shower, every time. God is my witness.
Have you ever cleaned a shower, Andrew?
No.
But our shower looks good.
Our shower looks great too. I've got a gal that does
I
it.
got a gal that does it.
She comes in. Actually, she stays in. She sleeps in.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. She's the live-in.
She's the live-in, right?
keep, yeah.
Squeegeer. Yeah.
But you know what I mean. And once you start thinking about germs and pollution, and that's kind of what this conversation does, is it gets people thinking exactly along the lines of what you're saying. I mean, I even try to make an effort. I'm not going to say I wash my hands every time I go pee. We should. I try to most times, and especially if I'm like out at a restaurant. Yeah, but like no, I don't every single time. Like I love peeing outside as an example.
Think about those
if
mints.
I'm camping.
Think about those mints that are in the bowl at the restaurant.
Well, yeah, I mean,
you know what I mean?
My mom put that in front of me 30 years ago. So think about the mints. My mom actually specifically, I think we can talk. My mom even said to me when I was like 10 years old, she was like, "There could be pubic hair in there." I was like, "Oh my gosh, Mom!
What are they doing to those mints?"
Like what? Well, no, but you.
Oh, I
think
see
about
what you're
people
saying. A
don't-
transfer
right,
situation.
transfer.
Yeah.
But the point of me bringing up washing the
You
hands.
gotta
at a
really like the
restaurant,
mints.
You could spend. You could spend a lot of time moving right along. You could spend a minute, singing the happy birthday song while you wash your hands.
Yeah.
Or is that the toothbrush
I
song?
can't
Anyway,
recall.
at a restaurant, and then go put your hands on the bathroom door to open it, and there's 40 people that haven't washed their hands. Right? You can't become too obsessed with germs.
No, that's probably not healthy, but I hate public washrooms. I despise public washrooms. I hate going into a parkade or into the mall and you have to open a door and use your bare hand on that. That just grosses me right out to the point where I will stop, and if my husband's with me, he knows that he'll open the door or I'll grab my jacket and down that way.
Okay, so clearly you have a problem.
No, it's
Do
it's
you
not a
line
problem.
toilet seats with toilet paper in public places when you go?
I have. But
not always.
Not always. But one of the things that when it comes to washing my hands afterwards is getting the paper towel first, right? Turning it on, turning the taps on, washing my hands, drying my hands, getting more paper towel with my elbow, wiping things down, and then using the towel, another clean to open the door.
Okay.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
That is a lot. It's a lot of effort, but I understand why. It brings you peace of mind.
It does.
Because then if you go and you're eating wings,
Yeah.
you're not
Yeah.
like
If I'm having my favorite, grilled cheese sandwich or, yeah. So it just in my head, it's.
Now the flip side of this is, I mean, there are those that advocate against things like hand sanitizer because they say that we're
right.
creating a position where our bodies can't even recognize, let alone deal with.
I now
bacteria.
can exist in a pool full of urine, for example.
Yes, I mean you could swim
You
in
did
a
for a
pool,
week,
in a
actually.
pool of urine. Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
It might have been the
That's
mudslides.
that's some crazy stuff you're talking about there.
Whoa.
I had no idea. I mean, you know that I don't like other people to touch my food. It's just
or
a
to touch
phobia of
you.
mine,
Yeah, he doesn't
which
like
is
it.
weird
Like
because
taking a fry off your plate. or
yeah,
something.
don't like it. I'm done as soon as you touch my fry. I'll offer you whatever I have.
Like
but-
you're done the meal.
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah, but here's the funny thing. I know, and I've worked in restaurants, I know how many hands have likely touched that food before it got to my plate or, an order-in situation, or pizza or something. I mean, hand tossed. I mean, lots of things have touched that. It's in a box that's not been stored, strategically anywhere in the restaurant. I mean, dust, insects could be in whatever. I know all of that, but it doesn't bother me. But once the food's in front of me, even with I tolerate it with my wife. And I think she does it sometimes to push my button. She leans across the table to grab something from my plate, but I really, really don't like it. It's just a thing.
Yeah, and he won't. He does not like to share. If I have something that I haven't, like even a chocolate bar, or
Yeah.
do you want a piece? No.
No, won't do that either.
I can't stand people helping themselves off my plate.
Well, that
Mostly just because I'm a pig.
Right.
I'm just always hungry.
Well,
It
it's
doesn't
funny you
matter.
bring
I
that
would
up.
order if I knew people wouldn't judge me, I would order 2, maybe 3 entrees in a restaurant. No problem.
I watched you eat a bag of carrots the other day.
Right.
You sat right beside me.
Yeah.
I was hungry enough that I actually thought about asking you for a
Well,
carrot.
I would have loved to share.
Well, but the problem was I kept watching your hand go in that bag and then come back out again, then go in the bag and come back out again. I was sort of trying to keep an eye on which piece you might not have touched.
Right.
So that I could grab a carrot. And then I changed my mind primarily because it looked like you were going to polish off that bag, which you
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
And grapes.
And grapes.
Yeah.
You know what I was fascinated with?
You just made me sound like a real healthy eater. Thanks, bud.
You are actually. We talked about
I had
this.
never seen it before. I'd heard old wives' tales of people who eat carrots.
One of the things that one of the things I found fascinating with you watching you eat those carrots the other day, and I was thinking about this.
This was yeah.
I don't know what
This is
Sid was talking
happening on
about for an hour,
Tuesday.
but I had all eyes on you and your carrots.
And this is going to sound weird, but I was amazed at your confidence
Yeah, that's
in
true.
eating carrots,
Yeah.
like a crunchy carrot,
In a
In a meeting.
Yeah.
Really?
I thought the same thing. Now, I didn't think it was rude. I didn't
I
think
didn't
it was
think it was rude or anything like that.
or
Wow.
unprofessional or anything, but I was
Listen,
like,
we have 9 more minutes left. This is great. This is a
I
great
just thought-
topic. It had not even occurred to me that might be rude.
Well, I
No,
didn't
no,
think-
we didn't think it was rude.
Didn't think it was rude. I just thought, wow, this guy's got.
But
some
you're saying it
confidence to
takes
do
confidence.
I would say so. Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
it does. And I
Yeah,
thought about that.
absolutely.
And everyone sort of exudes confidence in a different fashion, right? So you're eating carrots during a meeting. Nobody thinks it's unusual. Nobody. I don't want you to think that it was bad.
But
or
it made
anything.
an impression on both
It did.
of you.
It did.
Which is
Like,
news to me.
I
That's surprising to
absolutely
me.
watched you eat each and every piece of that carrot. But on the other hand, I show up for meetings when I do show up for them, usually unshaven. I never wear anything beyond Walmart outfit. I don't care about any of that. I don't carry myself into the meeting. I don't. In a different scenario, I might dress up to go to a meeting for a job interview or something because I want to present myself properly. But I don't feel like I need to dress up to go to a meeting here or because I don't feel the need to impress anybody around that table. So I just am who I am. And I put that in the same category as eating those carrots. Because honestly, I sat there and I couldn't take my eyes off it. You were right beside me, mind you.
I was, yeah.
But it's the fact
And
that
they were
you're...
fresh carrots.
Oh,
And
they
just-
sounded
they
fresh.
Oh, they were
snapped,
good.
dude. Yeah,
And
I was like,
they'd been in the fridge, so they were
cool.
it was just
Yeah, they were
and
crunchy.
Oh, I didn't even need like ranch dip or
No.
anything.
No.
Or parm dip.
Because and it was different because you had grapes and carrots. And
Yeah.
people listening to this are going, what the hell am I listening to? But grapes, they're soft. They're not going to snap as much. But the confidence to eat
Yeah.
snappy carrots in a meeting, I just thought, wow.
That and
this
you had no pants on. Like those two things.
That's why I was so confident.
I need to distract
Anyway,
everyone.
it was interesting. It was it's dynamics and,
Yeah.
and watching.
I
love
also
that.
think it's interesting and the reason why people tune into the announcers is because they know it's going to be real talk. So I request real answers, please.
Okay.
Some people might not use the word confidence. Some people might use the word ignorance or naivety. Some people might even call it arrogance.
No, it was none of those things. If we're still specifically talking about the carrots, and in fact, if I were management here, I would encourage that sort of behavior because it shows a comfort level that we're all just sitting around the table doing whatever else we need
Which
to.
is what we were doing.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then I feel like that, therefore, if you've been in any meetings or done committee work, it's really difficult to speak. If you're not confident, nobody likes public speaking, right? It's always difficult. So to speak up at a meeting and fear that you're going to be judged for what you're about to say or it's not well thought out or not well worded, when you have situations like, honestly, a guy in his Eskimo's hoodie sitting next to a guy eating carrots, it feels like we can talk about anything.
Yeah.
It feels comfortable and confident, right?
And I think that's what it showed. It was just a comfort level among all of us, and I like that.
Me too.
But I thought it was.
I thought you could have offered to share. I mean, that's a whole other
We
thing.
were
but
hungry.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
like I said, though, I don't like to share my food. But I would be willing to. Like, if you were like, those look like great carrots, may I have one? I'd be like, absolutely. But my thing is people taking stuff off my plate.
Yeah.
I really, and to me, it's not a germ thing at all. I just don't appreciate it. I don't appreciate it because it's not their meal. I don't know, and it's not that I'm selfish. Maybe I am a bit selfish, but like, get your own freaking meal. If you wanted fries, you should have got fries.
You know,
if you
I'm-
wanted to get
yeah.
With
pizza,
your wife?
well, I don't say anything, but yeah, it bugs me. Yeah, it does.
Well, you've said
if you want
something
an
now.
honest answer, yeah, it does bug me.
Yeah.
See, I don't think it's a germ thing for me. I know it looks like that, but I don't know what it is. I do know this, that all of these things that we show as adults are probably rooted in childhood somewhere, right?
Sure.
But I can remember that my parents would take us out, and we had 5 kids in our family, would take us out to fancy restaurants. And not often, but once every couple of weeks or something like that. And we always had to, I guess that's a lot. Okay, so we always had to hide sharing food from the waiters. Like it was always, for whatever reason, like my mom would say, "Are you going to eat those?" And I'd say no. And okay, well, when the waiter's not looking, put them on my plate, like that kind of thing.
Really?
Yeah, I grew up believing that there was a charge to be laid. That they would somehow enforce, the waiters would somehow, you'd be in trouble. And so I guess for that reason, I sort of got in the habit of completely guarding my food. I never take anyone else's, ever. And I don't want anyone taking mine. And maybe it is that. And even though I know that that's probably it, it's become a habit now that I can't break.
I had a gentleman on the show this week that was involved in a car accident a number of years ago, about 12 years ago, that rendered him without the use of his legs. And now he talks a lot about traffic safety and this, that, and the other. And the reason I bring that up is because we started talking about, what are the biggest evils on the road right now? What do we most need to focus on as a society? And advocates for traffic safety and victim services and everything, police officers, law enforcement will tell you that texting and driving is the new drunk driving. So I got an interesting message from a listener who said that he works in trucking or transportation anyway, and his company has a very interesting new bit of technology that the vehicle requires that your phone be placed in this lockbox facing away from you before travel, and the company can monitor whether or not you're adhering to that. And if you remove the phone from that lockbox on which it's charging or however it's set up, I haven't seen it, an alarm goes off and the company can monitor. I thought it was very fascinating. Then we started looking into and talking about things like phone etiquette and phone safety and all the issues that come along with mobile phones and our obsession with them. And I will tell you, and you wouldn't have noticed this because you weren't inside my head, through that meeting, while I was eating carrots, I was on purpose leaving my phone in my pocket, not face up on the table like I have it right now, because people were pointing out how rude that is these days, that people will walk into meetings and leave their phone on the table, screen up, and essentially maybe not be checking their text messages, but seeing them arrive, seeing emails pop up. And it reiterated to me that there's a whole new code of conduct with new technology that comes about.
Although I have to admit, I had my phone, not only did I have my phone on the table and face up, I actually tweeted during that meeting.
Did you?
Well, I thought of something funny, and I didn't really feel like, whatever the topic was at that moment in time, I felt like I got it. Like whatever the first two sentences were, I was like, got it. So now would be a good time to tweet. And I actually had hoped, and now that explains something, that you would have seen my tweet, as you often favorite or respond to my tweets. I was hoping you would see the tweet while still in the meeting, or if not, you.
Oh, is it about me?
No, it was just about the meeting itself. I said, talk about, I complained about service in Punta Cana or whatever, but man, I've been in this staff meeting for 15 minutes. No one's taken my drink order. So I wanted one of you two to read that, but.
Well, see, I didn't bring my phone in. I'm trying not to.
On purpose?
I'm really trying to not use it as much when I come home in the evening, leaving it upstairs and not having it with me downstairs. I know there's been times that he's been trying to get a hold of me, and it's been 4 hours later. But it's just I need to cut it out.
I'm really bad at it.
Yeah.
I have no problem admitting I'm bad on my phone, checking my phone all the time, obsessing, always on my phone. And it's actually kind of served as a wake-up call. I still believe my little guy, who's 19 months old now, is still too young to remember as a teen and an adult. So I'm banking on that. But it's great because the fact that some of his, my phone will ding because I've got a new text message, and he goes, "Pho."
Oh,
and
nice.
I go, "Oh boy."
Yeah.
Right? Daddy's setting an example here and sending a real message to little guy, and I want to be a presence in his life. I want to be an active, engaged presence.
You know what, Ryan? I know that you really are passionate about being a good father. I know you are, and I'm going to tell you right now, you've failed as a father.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Well, now that the rest of my weekend's ruined.
I was going to say, have a great rest of your weekend.
Hey, you know what I won't be doing this weekend, Anders? Peeing in the pool.
Or holding your phone in the pool.
Or holding my phone in the pool.
Yeah, that'd be the worst. Actually, I think I was in the pool with my phone at the time that this alleged infraction occurred.
Alleged? It happened every day for hours on end.
So you say.
Well, let's bring this full circle. The U of A researchers that looked into this study said the last thing we want to do is chase people out of pools. They said we still believe that swimming is the greatest form of recreation around. It's the most effective form of recreation, they said, but people just need to be a little more aware when it comes to the behavior side of things. And maybe they should make a break to the washroom.
Standing in a swim-up bar situation holding a mudslide is hardly contributing to your mental health or physical.
I'm blown away that you're drinking milk or cream-based beverages at tropical locations.
What has this show become, Judge Andrew?
Well, no, but I mean, just like you're drinking milk.
Yep.
It's actually cream.
Yeah, cream, heavy cream.
Yeah. It's called vacation, buddy. Try it.
Well, I'd like to. I'd like to. You've been listening to the announcers. We do this every Saturday. Thanks for tuning in. You can catch Jalen and Andrew every weekday from 2 to 6, except for Oilers game nights. And we're so excited with the playoffs looming,
no
aren't we?
kidding. Yeah.
I'll just knock on wood. We better do that just because they haven't started yet. You can catch my show 9 to noon. Have a great rest of your weekend, friends.